explore the nightlife? Do you want to go outdoors in a very affordable way without thinking so much about it, with a perfect car for you? That's the conversation we're having here, the car rental industry, with Fasini. So that's FASINII. You can check the website, fasini.com, and get to browse on a couple of options for you. Why buy a car when you can rent it? That's the question that they're asking to you once you land on the website. I'm sitting here with two of the core team members from Fasini, and we're going to have a conversation on how they want to impact the industry, how they want to how they want to adapt to the changing environment. Remember, we've talked about sustainability a lot here on the show, climate change, electric cars in technology. So that is also a part of the changing environment in the car industry. How are they going to adapt to that, and how are they going to separate themselves or put themselves apart from the rest of the players in the industry? I'm speaking with the Chief Operations Officer, Wekesa Isaac. Accompanying him is the CMO Fasini, Zuviel Tantuo. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Right. I'll begin with you. Please introduce yourself as CMO. What does that mean at Fasini?
So, as you said, my name is Zuviel Tantuo, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Fasini. And that just means that I am responsible for pushing out our content about Fasini, getting us clients to come onto the website, getting us hosts to come and put up their cars, and anything that has to do with social media, marketing, doing question and answer questions, and also pitching to our investors. That is all me. So that is what I do for the business.
All right. Chief Operations Officer, COO, Wekesa. Talk to us about your operations and also, the launch. We can get right into it.
Thank you so much for having us today. My name is Wekesa Isaac. I'm the Chief Operations Officer. So basically what I make sure is that the daily running of the business is up to date, making sure that if you have any meetings with investors or something of the sort, everything is to place. And then it's been a journey. It's been quite a journey. So if I dive straight into it, they always say the hardest thing about business is to start, because people always say, I'll start tomorrow. Especially when it comes to startups and tech, you'll always be building, debugging. So the moment you come out of that comfort zone, then starting, that is when you now start realizing what are you supposed to change, what are you not supposed to change. So for example, for us, we had been postponing for a while the launch because we feel like we're not ready. But then funny enough, after some time, we realized that you'll never be ready to get into the market. So we decided to dive into the market. Then we had our launch a few weeks ago, which was a very big success. We couldn't even believe it ourselves. We had a great, massive invites, and then people came, we enjoyed, we introduced our platform, we showcased it to them. So we collected some feedback from some of the clients. So what we were targeting specifically from the launch is both types of clients. So as for us, since it's a car rental platform, which is just a medium, we need both the hosts and the clients to hire the vehicle. So we go both sides, collected some feedback, they need some changes, and so far we'll say so far so good.
All right. Let me get back to you, Zuviel. You're asking a question here on the website, or Fasini is asking a question generally. Why buy new when you can rent it out? Let me maybe reverse that question and ask it to you. Why rent and not buy?
Okay, so I think that in this car industry today, it can be a lot of maintenance to take care of a car for a long time. And I think ever since COVID, people are not moving around as much as they used to. And so it is very efficient to have a car rental service only for the days you do need a car. Not only that, but our economy is also dwindling quite a bit. And so it is a lot more cost saving if you just use a car when you need it. So why would you buy a car when you can rent one? Right. And Fasini is a platform to do that, essentially.
What sets you apart from other car rental companies in Kenya so far?
So our business focuses on four core main values, and those values are convenience, community, trust, and security. And so when it comes to convenience, most online car rentals they are not available in Kenya. But when it comes to Fasini, we are an online platform, and that is convenient in itself. So the same way you would order an Uber to to your house, or the same way you order Bolt to go from place A to place B, is the same way we would like to implement a digital platform where you can order a car to come to you or to go pick it up. And so it is convenient, and that sets us apart from physical car rentals where you have to personally go to the location. Furthermore, there's trust and security. No business can thrive without trust as an individual, and in a car rental you need to have trust between the host and the clients. So we try to implement some strategies that ensure that we have trustful work on the platform, and this just includes partnering with third-party platforms to ensure that our hosts and our clients are verified on the website, and therefore when your IDs and your driving license is put up on the website, our third-party platforms do verify that information, and so we secure that security aspect of who is renting out your car. And I think the important part is, in Kenya, when you're looking to rent a car, what do you have to do? You have to call a friend who knows someone who knows somebody else to rent out a car. But that is not the most secure method you could use, and security and trust can be a bit of a breach because you don't know who's renting out your car, you don't know where they got it from. So with Fasini, when we implement the security, it does set us apart from other car rental ways, because we ensure that we give you a convenient method and security. And lastly, community is our other core value, and this just focuses on having a central platform for all car rentals, because as much as we are a car rental platform that is digital in itself, we are not saying that car rentals cannot use our platform. So as an individual, you can put your car up on the platform and rent out your car, and as a car rental company, I can decide, okay, let me also push out my cars onto the Fasini website. And so it is also a platform where a community of hosts, clients, and car rentals can all come together and widen themselves. So clients are able to find a way to rent out cars, hosts can find a way to make money, and car rentals can also have more potential clients by putting themselves on a digital platform.
All right. A one-stop shop for convenience, security, reliability. That's all I can get there to summarize it. Wekesa, Fasini or Fasini? if I'm a Kenyan looking at it, I could easily say Fasini. Fasini. What does Fasini mean?
So funny enough, when we are trying to find like an exact word for the company, so we're trying to look for a word that resembles accessing the vehicle faster, then also maybe using it in a faster way. So we were trying to actually using Google at that time. So we asked Google, give us suggestions about fast and initiating the process in a faster way. So Google told us the most unique way. Then let me explain something before that. So there's something called SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. So when you search for something on Google, so the one that has the highest SEO index, it will come on the top. So if you have a unique name, chances are high that it will come up on the top. So if you have, like right now, if you just go to Google, then type Fasini, our name, you'll see that it will come among the first one. So we're like, this is a unique name. Then we know unique names are good for search engine optimization. Say, why not go with it? So that's how we came up with it.
All right, Fasini, fast way for you to get car rentals, and also maybe for you to rent out your car as well. Could you tell us about the range of vehicles that are available at Fasini and the different categories?
Okay, so first of all, since we always, when we're making a decision as a company, we make sure that we consider future options. For example, at the moment, we have the normal vehicles. For example, you might want an SUV. For example, you might want Maybach or something of the sort. So we have those small cars, the Vitz, Axios, Prados and such. But then we're also thinking that in future it might come to a point whereby we've grown so big, we'll have things like trucks. Then let me show you, for example. Do you know that in the United States of America, you can order something, like normally in Kenya, when you order your food, it comes through the Bolt guys, the bikers, or those guys who are cycling. But in the US, you can also order your food through a chopper. It be delivered to your house through a chopper.
All right.
Yes. So definitely we also think in future that we don't just want to have the normal vehicles or even the hybrids. We want to make sure that we get into the industry. Maybe if we go big, we get the ships, the lorries and all those. Then maybe the helicopters in future, something of the sort. Yeah.
All right, that is a very optimistic outlook into the future. So now, how do you ensure the safety and reliability of these vehicles that you're giving out?
Good question. So normally, when you want to hire a vehicle, you go to the car rental station, right? You go with your documents, then they do the inspection. So then they take the pictures of the vehicle before you take the vehicle, and then you bring back the vehicle, they also take the picture. So we do the same. So you also have a team that when you want to pick up a vehicle or you want it to be dropped to you, they do an inspection of the entire vehicle. Then when you bring back the vehicle, an inspection is also done. So that in case if there is any damage, we can always, and we always encourage our hosts to always have insurance. If they don't have the insurance, we can always provide them with the insurance through our third-party partners. So the insurance that we encourage them to have is the comprehensive insurance. And you understand the difference between comprehensive and third-party, whereby if you have the comprehensive insurance, in case of anything, everything will be catered for. So when the vehicle is brought back, in case there is any damage, there are some minor damages that the insurance will not cater for it. So we follow up with our teams to make sure that the person who had the vehicle is liable for the damages. Another thing, we encourage our clients, those are our hosts, to do partnership with our third-party partner, which we install trackers on the vehicle, whereby in case of any functionality that is going on the vehicle, we can trace it. Then if you're supposed to return the vehicle after 5 days, then there are 10 days that you've exceeded by 5 days. We can easily know where the vehicle is. So that gives some trust level to our hosts to be sure of where the vehicle is and also cater for in case of any damages.
How do you, I'm just still sticking with you because it's operation, then I can move back to the emergencies and breakdowns that happen in the field. Maybe someone has gone out there with the car, got an accident in Nakuru on their way to Kisumu, got an emergency some type of way. How do you handle that if they call back?
So at the moment we have, if you want to book a vehicle, we have an option for you to filter. You can book in terms of city or something of the sort. So for example, you've booked your vehicle from a city of Nairobi and you want to go to Nakuru, right? So then you get to somewhere in Maimayu, then there's a breakdown. So we are having talks with the partners, rescue partners in different counties to make sure that at any point that you are, let's say in Kisumu, but you pick the vehicle from Nakuru, we just contact our rescue team, then they come, then they attend to you. But those are still talks that is in place.
Right. Most people have concerns about the cost of renting a car, right? If, I have to pay it every single day for the next 10 days, might be, a bit expensive on my part. How does Fasini handle pricing of the vehicles that are available?
Okay, so when it comes to pricing, the beauty of our platform is we have very many hosts, and all the hosts can price their vehicles based on the competition on the market. So we as Fasini are not telling you to limit your amount that you are putting on your platform, but we do encourage standard rates for our customers, because if you price your cars too high, no one's going to buy them. And so when you come to our platform and you put up your car, hosts can also look at what other people have put up on the website, and that way they are available to understand what the competition is and price their vehicles accordingly. And that benefits the host because they're able to choose a price that best fits their vehicle and what they would like for their future. And it also helps them stick within the standard rates, because if they price it too high, we also have a review section on the platform. So if clients are not happy with the prices, then they will also not be able to get clients. So it's all about balance and ensuring you're putting the best pricing out there. In terms of any additional fees, we don't have any specific additional fees on the platform. As Wekesa mentioned, we have tracking services and insurance that we do offer on the platform, and that would be the only additional fees that you would, and that is our choice for the host to choose as an option. So all of that you will see at the end of the platform when you have a booking list about what you have booked and what additional costs you have chosen to have. Other than that, Fasini does not have any hidden fees. All we do is just price your rental, and we only take a commission based on the rental price of the vehicles.
All right.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of this. Kenya has very different terrains, yeah? It's the city, as I was mentioning earlier on. Maybe someone needs to go to the village, needs to take a hike up the Ngong, someone just needs to move around the city for a party. There are different terrains, different trips. Do you also cater for this, and how does that look like?
So we do cater for it. As we said earlier, we don't have a restriction on the type of vehicles that can be on the website. We have all vehicles, a wide range of availability of vehicles, and many of the vehicles are available on multiple terrains. When it comes to things like tourism and safaris, we know that people love the safari trucks. So of course in future we are also planning to have some car rental platforms that are specific to safaris, and so individuals who come from abroad and would like to hire vans for a large number of people, or individuals who come from abroad and want to hire a safari truck for a safari ride that's a different terrain, they have that available. But essentially we do not have a limit on the cars that can be on the website. There are all kinds of cars, and many of the cars like the Prados can do a bit of rough terrain. So it is all up for option. Yeah.
All right.
Like you remember, sorry to interject you, earlier when we were having that conversation, when you asked me about the Prado, I told you it's available at that affordable rate.
Yes.
So we have all the categories of the vehicle at the moment, and she had mentioned we're also partnering with the companies that have fleets. So if you are a team of like 30 people, you want to go for a road trip, you'll also be catered for.
Right. Sustainability. Let's get to it now. There is a conversation of us moving away from, petrol, diesel to something more sustainable, electric, hybrid, and all of that. Is this a conversation that is happening at Fasini, and how do you plan to adapt these kind of changes?
That's a very good question. So this topic of sustainability, it's actually a good topic so that you can get away from the fossil fuels and also embrace the green energy. So as Kenya, you've seen they've started embracing like the matatus. You've seen we have the electric buses and so forth. So we have talks in that, but we have had challenges since the infrastructure is not that conducive. But then if we are going to embrace the green energy vehicles, that will be only limited to specific areas. For instance, you cannot get an electric vehicle, then you want to travel with it from Nairobi to maybe Kisii or somewhere. You'll get somewhere, and then you'll have to find your way back home with a chopper from Fasini again. You get so
yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I really love that.
You have to get now a chopper to bring you back home.
Yeah.
Then you bring a flatbed to get the car.
Bring the car.
Yes. So areas like, for example, in Nairobi alone, that's where we'll now be able to provide such vehicles. Yeah.
All right. What are actually the typical rental periods that you guys offer? Can I take it for a month, 2 months?
So it depends with your pocket, first of all. So then if you want to get vehicle for like 5 days, it's good. So the only thing that we always encourage our clients is that we don't want to make you extort your money. We want to make you sure that you only rent the vehicle when you need it, when it's only necessary. Yeah, when it's necessary, you can rent it for as much time that you want.
All right.
But also, as a host, you are able to select specific rental periods on the platform. So if I choose to put up my car and I want to make sure that I have my car in July, but I only want to rent out my car for June, that means I can put up my car for a specific period of time for hosting. And so if I as a client come and I see this car and I'm like, okay, I see this car and I want to rent it out, but I want to rent it out in July, it will show that it is unavailable because the host wants that car in July. So the rental periods are of course based on the host as well as the client, but there are also filters that filter the cars that are available during your specific rental periods. But yeah, there's no limit on how long you can rent a car. It's just whether you will find a car that is available to be rented for that long during that period.
All right. This is a service industry that you guys are in, and customer service, it's really essential. How do you handle it for this specific car rental industry? Because I'm understanding there are different type of customers, different needs. They might actually go back on their word sometimes. Sometimes they need you to understand the situation. How do you handle that kind of customer service?
Yeah, I think something that's very true. There's a lot of difficulties with customer service in Kenya, both on both sides, because when you're having people come onto the platform and put up their cars, it can be difficult having reliability of, I'm coming on time, but Kenyan timing is like 3 hours later. So when it comes to customer service, we are always available to talk to our clients. We do go onto our website, and at the bottom we have a support@fasini.com email, which is 24/7 accessible by our clients. So if you're ever having a problem with anything on the platform, we are available. We also have numbers that are up on our social media websites, which people can call in case of any emergencies that they may have, and also get into contact through our social media services. But our team is very prompt. We're always on standby. We will have late nights if we need to make sure that you are okay, and are always in talks. Like, there's never a point when nobody is connected and understanding what is going on. And the second there's an issue, they are always making sure they are on trying to solve it. So customer service is probably top notch.
Right. Earlier, I had asked about measures that are in place with Fasini to handle emergencies or breakdowns that might occur during this rental period. And I'm getting a follow-up question from Ryan, and he's asking that who is liable? Where does the liability lie when something happens to the car? Are you the one going to follow? Does Fasini follow up in case of an accident, or will the host have to follow up, or how do you guys handle that kind of situation?
So our insurance does cover. As we said, the insurance is comprehensive, so it covers every possible aspect that could happen. As for Fasini, we love to take care of our clients, so we ensure that first and foremost they are okay. But we do have insurance for that reason, and if the host chooses to sign up with our insurance, then they will be covered during accidents that occur.
Earlier on, I'd mentioned something about the legal. We also have a legal department, so that in case of any damages of any follow-up, so as Fasini, since we want to give all our customers, that is the hosts and the clients, an amazing experience, we make sure that we follow up on their behalf. Then there are two things that we mentioned earlier. That is the insurance and car tracking. So it's optional on the platform, but then we always encourage our clients to go with it, because if you're using our partner for the insurance, it will be much easier and faster for us to do the follow-up, more than compared to us coming to your insurance company and then trying to convince them of situation A or B. So that's how we try to make sure that our customers are satisfied on both fronts.
All right. That is you guys taking care of everyone. Whoever has their car can sleep in peace, and whoever's taken it out there is also able to utilize it effectively in whatever destination they're going to. Are there age restrictions, by the way? Like a 17-year-old come
So, talking of age restrictions, there's a time, I don't know if you remember, there was I think he was a businessman who gave the kid a Prado to roll around.
Yeah.
You know what happened to him.
Yeah,
so
eventually.
Of course, before you signed up to a platform, you must have your national identity card. And for you to have a national identity card, that means that you must be 18 and above. So definitely there are age restrictions.
All right, guys. Now, apart from the chopper, hopefully coming through, Maybachs and Lambos and electric cars coming through to Fasini, what does it look like for you setting yourself apart from the rest of the players in the industry in the coming years? I can begin with you, and then maybe you can move back to COO.
So in terms of setting ourselves apart, as we said, it's just consistently ensuring we implement new features onto the platform. As we said, the emergency services, the different cars. Not only are we trying to get trucks, but we're also trying to consider construction vehicles as well, because that can be used on our platform. They can, of course, order a construction vehicle from our platform. So that is something else that we are working towards. And we're looking to consistently add more features based on client feedback, because as we said, customer services are top priority. We want to ensure that everybody is getting what they need, and that means listening to what they have to say when they need new features, when they require different services. So we're constantly, our developer and our tech teams are consistently working to change up the website to make sure it improves any services that it may have.
All right, CEO, as you speak on that as well, please do tell us the process for onboarding onto the platform as a car owner and also someone who's trying to rent out one.
Good. So, as Fasini, we're not only just a tech company, but we're also dynamic and adaptive. As you mentioned earlier, something about customer care. So for us, we have a specific algorithm set in place whereby we can always keep on learning from our customers. Then we see what need do they need the most, that we can also implement them. So we always change. For example, we might get a scenario like right now whereby we have like the entire country, we have the conducive environment and then the entire infrastructure for electric vehicles. Then we see people shifting a lot. So that means that we'll also try embrace the direction towards green energy. Then to the section about onboarding. Right. So first of all, somebody has to go to our platform. That is Fasini, FASINII.com.
I'm on it.
Yes, you go. Yeah, so you go to the platform. But then before you get to the platform, you make sure that your KYCs are in order. That is, for example, if you want to hire a vehicle, make sure you have your own driving license. You have a national ID. So when you go to the platform, you go to the sign up page. Then you go to the sign up page, you'll be prompted to input your ID number and your pictures of your ID, then your license. So the reason why we ask for those documents is for verification processes. Then after that, if you are verified, we make sure that your credentials are okay. You'll be able to book any vehicle that you want.
All right.
Then for the host, they must make sure that they have also the YKRCs in place. That is, for example, if you have a vehicle, you must have a logbook. If you don't have a logbook for the vehicle, that is null and void. Then also have your national ID, then have your driver's license. Then you go through the verification process. Then after that, you also be able to upload your vehicle. So the main key thing that we want to ensure on a platform is trust. So normally in the industry of anything related to online, there are a lot of scammers. You can imagine, there are a lot of scammers.
That's true.
So we want to curb that so that it be a trustworthy platform, as she mentioned earlier, among our core values. Yes.
Right. That is a great way to end that, a trustworthy platform. Anything feels like we've left out there?
No, I don't think you've left out too much. I think that once you sign up the website, it is very easy to see. The client dashboard and the host dashboard is really comprehensive. As a host, you can see which cars are currently being rented out, which cars have trackers, which cars do not. You can actually message your hosts and your client. You guys can message on the website as well. So I think it's very comprehensive. Once you sign up, it's very exciting to explore.
It's actually an easy to use platform. And I always say this when people bring up the issue of, it's a website, I need to sign up, I need to do this. I say even my grandmother in the village knows where to access the M-Pesa toolkit. They can go all the way to Pochi la Biashara, and it's a lot of processes that takes them there. So it's really easy. Please check it out. It's the first thing that you see here. If you want to rent out, rent your ideal car today. Why buy a car when you can rent it? Guys, to finish this up, you are a startup, and maybe you're in the fundraising period. You can tell me more about that. Do you need more collaborations or investments? This is your time to speak out. CMO, time to market it out. Yes. COO, time to get your operations running. So speak to the people.
Yeah, so we are always available for talking about investment into the business. Of course, to invest in a company, you have to see promise in it, and we are hoping that we can show you that. We are consistently working to use our investment to ensure we bring more clientele towards our platform. We want to make sure to get our word out there. Our marketing has a lot of strategies to do such things such as expositions, ensuring we do some trade shows here and there and bring out our business quite a lot. And eventually we want to have billboards up and everything. So I think it's a really good market to look into. And yes, we are always available for investment. We cannot refuse talks about investing into a startup. As if you have ever started up a company, it is a journey and it is one worth taking, but it is always helpful when you can get something from other people.
All right. Bwana CEO, before you give your last remark there's a question that just come in from Mark Levis, who's watching us, and they're asking, is there a daily mileage limit when renting a car? You can answer that and then maybe speak to anything else that we might have left.
Good. So at the moment, we don't have a really daily maximum limit for the mileage. So what we are trying to do is make it as simple as possible so that we don't get into the intricacy of such. So if you want to hire a vehicle, as long as you make sure it is in good condition, as long as you make sure you've paid for it, and as long as that you are satisfied, and as long as the host is satisfied, then we are good to go. Yeah, hope I've answered that question.
Yes.
Then let me give you a scenario. We have Jumia, right? We have Alibaba, we have Amazon, we have Kilimall. All of these, they are competitors, yes, but nobody has kicked the other one out of the business. So what we're trying to tell the other guys who are doing car rentals the normal way, we are not here as competitors. We're here as collaborators. The more the merrier. So you find Uber, somebody has an Uber app, somebody has a Bolt app, somebody has a Faras, there's Chauffeur. They are also always waiting for that trip to come so that they can pick. So if you have a car rental out here, you can just even join our platform. Do your own business, but also join our platform so that you can have as much income as you can. Yes.
And this you're saying to the guys who are doing it the normal way.
Yes,
right?
the normal way.
The traditional way. They are not online.
Yes. So they can join us so that you can join hands, so that you can partner together, and as we grow together. Then to finalize, I will say this. Right now we have a couple of investors, and we always, as she said, we're always open to investing. So if you think that Fasini has the future for you, don't be left behind.
Right. Vitalis Nyongesa, quite interesting interview. Good job, IT consultant, Wekesa. You're also an IT consultant.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, are you also part of the development team for the Fasini website?
Yes, yes.
All right, so Vitalis seems to be happy with your work. The innovation aspect for Fasini is the way to go. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you guys for creating time for us this morning. All the best. Once you get the chopper up and running,
Your first client.
I'll be the first client, yeah. And no, there's no taxation for chopper rides and
That's why you
choppers.
see how you brought the chopper thing.
I like it. Thank you guys for creating time once more, and all the best with the Fasini. Are there any final remarks, any congratulatory messages or shout outs that you want to do, and then I can close this section?
No, I'd just like to say thank you for having us today. For anyone watching, if you'd like to check out the website, it is www.fasini.com. If you'd like to check out our social media, it is Fasini. If you search up, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn, and we even have TikTok. So feel free to check us out and follow us and send in any questions you might have, and we shall be quick to respond to you.
Okay. Biashara Tuesday is taking a very short break. I'm coming back to read your feedback and see